Hello and welcome to part 2 of Kielder Forest, the agency archives. Would anybody like to give us a recap of what happened previously?
Well, we came to the forest after we were told there was some kind of attack here, and we stopped off at the motorway services and then had quite a long debate, actually, that wasn't related to the I'm smiling too much to be Lucas. There we go. No, we had quite a long debate about this bloke was showing up with the bowler hat and whether we could see him and who'd seen him when and what different people had seen. We also spoke to some Section 31 officers who'd got on scene, and there was a park ranger as well. It turns out there might be fucking vampires in the forest up in Kielder Forest in Northumberland, I think. And that was basically it. We found plans that showed the area of the forest had been, the seclusion zone had been growing over time. And we found an ancient diary implying that, oh, you fucker, Mike, I just remembered what you fucking did. Oh, you absolute motherfucker. Oh, God. Is that something I can share with the group out of character?
Yeah, if it's out of character, for sure.
Out of character. Mike sent me a different version of all of the paperwork you guys got, and tipped me off that there might be something different about it. And I was like, "What's different about it?" I figured that out while I was in bed with my eyes closed, trying to go to sleep at 1:30 in the morning. I opened my laptop, looked it up, and genuinely the cold chill that went through my whole fucking body. Because it turns out all the documents I've been sent ever by Mike have June as the date. You son of a bitch.
I live for the chaos.
It was so good. Yeah, but the seclusion zone had been growing. We found this ancient diary implying that there was like a brother and a sister, one of whom might be the active vampire, and one of whom I believe we know has died. I could be wrong. It's been a while.
No,
I
none
hope,
of them
I hope you
died.
have died.
Neither. Yeah,
That was it. Yeah, I hope that either. Yeah, and we think we might be looking at like ancient vampire families because they might be like pure blood vampires rather than like entities rather than converted people.
Yes. And you investigated the immediate area and you found that you had several options open to you. You had a couple of little side paths, but you, I believe, were following in the main footsteps of someone or something that was there quite recently. So I believe that is where you are heading next.
Yeah, we picked one or the other. I think we picked to follow the. Yeah.
Non-bestial one, I believe, is what we were following.
Yeah. There were a couple of beast tracks, and there was a humanoid track, and you're following the humanoid one.
Don't forget that coincidence in a happy coincidence, Chip brought along a crossbow.
Yes.
That he has handed over to Lucas.
Fucking right. Yes.
And a whole bunch of normal crossbow bolts.
I have concerns about fire and forests.
Well, the park ranger can fucking deal with it.
Yeah, those concerns are very valid. Chip readjusts the bag on his shoulder carefully.
So, I guess my question is, as you are pursuing the tracks, what is your approach here? Are you moving quickly? Are you trying to gain time? Are you trying to move cautiously? How are you approaching this next?
We got here quite early in the day, right? So this is like, there's no like impending sunset or anything. We're kind of like midday.
Yeah, I think if I recall, you kind of drove up through you kind of drove up through the night. I think we said it was about 10 a.m.
Yeah, we arrived
yeah.
early morning.
So yeah, it's thick forest, so there is a level of reduced visibility, but it's very obviously daytime, and there is light coming through. Like it's not pitch black.
And are we following like a natural trail, or are we having to like go a difficult terrain kind of thing?
This
hack
would
our way
all.
through.
So most of it would count as difficult. There's not a natural.
No natural pathway or anything.
So there might have been one. How can I? So I'm thinking of the right words. So, there is a bit of a path, but it appears like it has overgrown as it's not being used as frequently, as humans have not really been following this path in a little while. So the forest has started to reclaim it. But whatever track you're following has kind of like that you can follow the footsteps. You wouldn't be able to sprint, but you can certainly move quickly if you wanted to.
We'll try and move quiet. Can sneak up on anything else.
Cool. Can I, in that case, have stealth rolls, which I need to remind myself of what that is.
Presumably you want a dexterity-based stealth roll?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
3 successes.
Lovely.
2 successes on 2 dice.
Lovely.
Oof.
No successes.
Needed that.
Oh, that's a 6. Oh, that's a shame. Okay. Sorry. So. Oh. Right. Okay. Cool. Lovely. Okay. So. Yeah, that averages out to be about collective as 2 as a group as a success.
We're following the direction where these tracks were going, right?
Yes. Correct. So, what I would do is this. So, you've not entered this immediate area yet, because I will say that that you're successfully able to move reasonably quiet. Any noises that perhaps one party member might make, you're kind of able to help them through it, and it helps quieten their own movements. So you have come across another campsite. So despite the picture that you can see here, there are several tents. There is even a like a vehicle, like a mobile home type thing. But you're looking at an area of devastation. The fabric of the tents has been ripped open. The vehicle has flat tires. The glass is smashed. There is there's blood on the outside of the vehicle and on the inside. In the tent, in one of the tents that has been slashed open, there is an animal. Let me just find it. So if I go,
Brace for Mike sending a picture of a whole ass hippo to the chat.
that would be amazing.
In Northumberland, yep.
So
It's a badger.
That's the badger.
yeah, except So this thing is dead, but you can see that it has 2 front paws and about 5 legs.
Oh god, I can see those back legs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Its teeth are considerably sharper than what you might expect a normal badger to have. It looks like it has the jaw of a wolf as opposed to a badger. The thing has been disemboweled, and there is a sickly green ooze mixed in with the blood. At this point, you all feel very uncomfortable.
Could we, at this point, don sort of respirator masks, gloves, etc., to the benefit of any kind of limited hazmat proclivity that we are able to have?
Yes.
I'm going to get out the entity detector camera.
Okay, cool. So, the dead creature. So it's a fading light. It is showing green mixed with white. It also there is a tent slightly beyond that you can't see into, but your camera shows the same. It shows the same green and white, but a much brighter. You could infer that whatever is there is still alive.
Guys, I'm getting a big hit on the entity detector thing. Green and white, and whatever's in there might still be alive.
How does one ready a shooting roll in?
So you can take a quick action to aim. So as combat has not started, you can do that for free, and that will give you +1 to your roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at that point, it's going to be a dexterity and firearms roll.
I think I'm just going to draw a bead and motion for everyone else to pull out their various pistols, drones, or I believe swords, Simon?
Yes, a machete, I believe. So,
Absolutely.
How could I forget the machete?
yeah. That one, obviously, you can't aim in the same way that you can with a firearm. So
You can certainly choke
Quite
up.
effective.
you can brace yourself, but it depends whether you are taking a defensive stance or whether you're charging this thing. So that will be up to you to decide.
Chip
Yeah,
is
I
just
think-
going to hang back behind Lucas because Chip doesn't have a weapon anymore.
I will, I think, hand you one of my I think probably just hand you my sidearm, like some kind of pistol I've got.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. He just gets his drone control panel, and it's like,
I think I just look at you and raise an eyebrow.
okay, I've not put any weapons on it yet, but okay, I'll hold on to it. Thank you.
You know, if all the rest of us are dead, you might as well, keep one in the chamber. I think I'll probably have the shotgun out and, like, advance slowly towards the tent, see what I can see in there. But I think Lucas's primary instinct is to destroy whatever is in here and then ask questions later.
That's entirely fine.
Will be providing cover.
I am just going to have a bird's eye view to try and keep an eye on whatever is happening.
And other moves, yeah.
So you come across another deformed badger. This one is alive but asleep. You move quietly enough not to wake it. This one looks slightly different. So again, it's got its mouth open, so you can see that it has the jaws of like a wolf-like creature.
Yeah.
This one, it's got two rear legs, two paws, and then there's like another like paw that's coming off the side of its like abdomen. So it's kind of like that. Yeah, this is. It should go without saying, but I will say it anyway. This is not a natural occurrence in the wild.
I think if I've managed to get up to it without awaking it, I think Lucas is gonna put the shotgun onto the strap and pull out the emotional support knife to do some emotional supporting with.
Sure. Okay. Well, you will immediately. Yeah, it will count as a surprise round. So you will get an attack, and then based on what you do, it depends whether we then roll for initiative. But there's a reasonable chance that you're going to just kill it straight up. So
I have 3 in weaponry and 3 in. What do I roll with? What do I roll attacks with? Even is it weaponry?
So as it's a melee weapon, it's going to be strength, and then I believe it's strength and weaponry because you've got a knife. So the rule is just unarmed combat.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes. Hold on, let me bring up there's its old stat block on. Successes. Okay, cool. And this was just a standard knife, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, perfect. So let me just make a little. So okay, cool, perfect. So you managed to wound this creature quite badly. It is still alive, but it's heavily wounded. As you pierce it again, a greeny red liquid then oozes from it. Can we then roll for initiative?
So initiative is it your number of dice?
So no, I think let me just double check because
or is that roll
initiative
a die
is
and
on your initiative is amongst your derived traits there.
But that's the number you add to a die roll.
I think so. I think
no,
it's...
I think it's 1d10 plus whatever your initiative is. Blah, blah, blah. Right, so okay, that's slightly annoying because that doesn't actually cover how we do an initiative roll. I thought it was 1.
Yeah, I thought it was 1d10 plus the number.
Plus your initiative, yeah. Initiative. Apologies,
I think that's how we did it in the Chet fight, at least, because I remember I exploded and rolled like a 24 or some shit.
So that's all changed.
Praise me!
Yeah, you roll 1d10 and then add your initiative modifier. So
Okay.
Be 13 for me.
Lovely. Wow. Okay. It's rolled.
He said, "Wow, something good must have happened."
Why has that come through as 1? I saw it come up with a 9 on. Oh, maybe it got hit by the other dice. Anyway.
There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say I love the ghoul there, Simon. But yeah, it is a D10, not a D20. Cool.
So mine is actually 7, not 1.
Yeah. Cool. Perfect.
What's your initiative derived from? Like the
Wits
right
plus
stat.
composure, I believe. Wait, no, that's not right.
No.
Sorry, composure and resolve, maybe.
So
Mine's auto-derived.
Also,
so.
no.
rolling, adding
Dexterity and composure?
Maybe.
Doing actions. I can't remember where we work it out again.
Dexterity and composure.
Yeah.
Real?
There we go. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In which case, mine would actually be 2 more than that, so 15. because of my anticipate attack. When I'm holding a knife, I add weaponry instead of composure. Hence emotional support knife.
Cool. Lovely. So, sorry. So I think I'm seeing 2 10s. I think they're the two highest, right? Am I correct in that?
15.
15. Apologies, that's not showing up on my thing. Yep.
Oh,
in
sorry,
that case...
I'm using real
No,
dice.
no. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's fine. I misread someone else's roll as yours then. You'll get to go again. So
Lovely. One success only that time.
so yeah, hold on. So because it's actually because it's strength and weaponry minus their defense, and now that they're awake,
Yeah.
their defense is only 1, so you'd actually minus 1 dice. I will allow you to re-roll
Roll.
all of them again minus 1. So if you get higher, you get higher. If you don't, then I apologize.
One success.
1 success. Cool, perfect. Okay, and then is this with your combat knife?
It is, yes.
Lovely. So, I'm just trying to. I've got the things in front of me, and so, blah blah blah. I really thought I knew this, and now I cannot. So,
It's all good, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm reasonably sure that it. Sorry. There we go. Okay, cool. So, are we saying your emotional support knife? Okay, so
No idea.
yeah. So you still get 1 through. So damage in case. Weapon attack. Oh, because you got 1 through, you then do 1 point of damage. Yes, gotcha. Okay, cool. Yep, that is fine. Right. Lovely. And now either Simon or Riddle can go next, as I believe you're both joint for 10.
Yep.
Feel free.
So I've got, I've got the gun, so I will back up, try to take a shot at this. Like, this badger is clearly going to go for him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He stabbed it twice.
Yeah.
He stabbed it twice. At this point, there's no point
Thrice,
in trying
actually.
to, like, yeah. So yeah, he'll take a shot.
Cool. No.
Dex plus firearms.
Yes, if you're shooting, yep.
Yep.
So, and you will, you bypass its defense because it has no defense against a ranged weapon.
Do I take any penalty for shooting into a melee with or any kind of thing like that? Because I know there's some kind of thing for this. Usually.
Yeah, it depends. Probably should have established that beforehand. But Lucas, are you blocking the others, or are you moving around to the side slightly? Although, to be honest, you can move and shoot. So you could move because it's only a. So you could just move to the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would lose. You won't be able to get an aiming bonus but otherwise it will just be you'll just be rolling whatever your
Yeah.
Yeah,
Riddle's a fairly good shot, anyways. So
Yeah. Cool, perfect.
So yeah, he'll get on a knee to make sure that he's like on the right height because the badger's not that much bigger, and then
Yeah.
he'll take a shot.
Lovely.
1 success.
Cool. That is literally all you needed. It doesn't have too much health because it's
The badger.
It's certainly taken more damage than what you suspect you'd need to do to kill a standard badger. But yeah, as it started to wake up, you fired. It got stabbed repeatedly and then was shot in the head, and it just slumps down dead.
Well, there goes the fucking element of surprise.
I'm assuming you don't have a suppressor.
No.
We got to speak to the armory about getting your silencer added.
Silencer is not. Never mind. Not important. Whatever that thing was, it was loud and getting angry. A gun going off in these woods is not exactly something that is going to be
Whatever.
outside the normal.
Chip,
Though I would have preferred to use a rifle, to be fair.
any more?
No, you get nothing else on the. Detector. The bright one that was coming from within the tent is already starting to fade.
Okay, nothing more on the detector, and if I swing the drone around, I see nothing approaching from the.
So.
With a quick perimeter sweep.
So with a quick perimeter sweep, you will come across. So because you're at one end of the clearing, at the other end that's obscured by more tents in the vehicle, you will then come across this.
Oh dear.
This little thing. So if we go show all players.
That's only a little thing.
Oh!
Whoa!
Is that what Chip sees on the drone?
Yes.
Is it alive or is it dead?
It is. So it is dead. Its head has been ripped off. It's about the size of a dog or a fox. In fact, it looks like a merging of the two. It's got sharp wolf-like teeth, and again, a very similar green and red ooze.
These look like fresh kills that they haven't decayed.
Yeah, very fresh. You can do a slightly more advanced check, but a cursory thing would say within the last 10 hours.
Can I get a bead on how long this RV has been? Check its license plate, when it was
Tax
last
disc.
seen, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Ooh, tax disc.
Yes, you
Ooh,
can.
is it old enough to have a tax disc?
Yes. So, the tax disc expired 8-ish months ago.
So it's within the last year.
Yes.
Or within a year before that.
Yeah, so somewhere between a year and 7 months, you would presume. Can I have investigation checks from people? There'll be some things that you'll get for free, and then there will be other things based on your rolls.
I presume I know the answer, but it is polite to ask. Would this count as a crime scene?
Oh boy, does it? Yep.
Do you want intelligence?
Yes, it's intelligence and investigation.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll these two as well.
2 successes.
5 successes.
Wow.
Yeah, I got asset tag skill, 4 intelligence, and 3
Yeah.
investigation.
Okay.
It's the thing I'm for. It's like Simon and manipulating people.
Yours is manipulating evidence.
What?
Nice.
Okay.
Cop.
So, so the things that you'll get for free, although one of you has hit a critical success, so you'll be getting everything anyway. But the blood on the RV is dried and has been here for quite a while. So probably so there's not too much on the outside. There's a lot more on the inside. You'd estimate that it's probably about a year or so. The blood on the outside looks like it might have been like most of it's washed away, just because it's been open to the elements. So you find skeletal remains of there are 2 people in the RV, and it matches up with the tax registry that it's registered to a couple. So they've been missing for about a year. That all matches up.
Does it look like there was a road for them to drive to get to here?
Yes.
Okay, so they haven't. This just hasn't been plonked in the middle of the trees.
No. So
Okay, cool.
So there is so off to the east. There's like an access. There's like an access road, which again appears to have not been maintained over the last year. But yeah, this looked like it was a kind of like a caravan parking spot type thing. And yeah, if you were to follow it east, if you then reference that with maps, it will then lead you onto roads that will then take you out of the forest. This is about as far into the forest that roads will actually go. So the animals that have died, apart from the one that you've just killed, they've been dead maybe 8 hours or so. Sorry, let me close that back down.
Riddle wants to make a note of the names of the people that have like these 2, and kind of he begins he writes up in a little email to himself to kind of remind himself that these are people who have died, have been confirmed dead. He needs to kind of notify their next of kin saying, stop looking for these people, they're not coming back.
Cool. If you're going to do
that thing for his own person.
Yeah, you will need to add some more names to the list. There are you find partially bits of skeletal remains. Again, with a 5 on a crime scene investigation, you're looking at least 5 other adults. One of them has kind of been inside the tent, the one that had claw marks on it. That's kind of been buried. The others are scattered towards the perimeter of the campsite.
Are these remains all the same age? Like this was a group of 5, including a couple of 2.
They are adults. I don't know how much you can get them skeletal remains, but they are of differing ages.
No, I mean age of death, time of death.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They all died presumably around the same time. You know that apart from the one that's in the tent, the other 4 look like they might have been running away in different directions. There are marks on the bone that something sharp clearly was able to pierce not just the skin, but it then grazed the bone as well.
Which bone?
So different ones. You're looking at because they're running away. You've got the rear of the rib cage towards the abdomen. There's another
But it
one.
doesn't. It's not like damage to the clavicle and cervical vertebrae or something biting in like there.
One, yes.
One does.
One does. The one inside the tent you might also suspect has suffered a similar fate, but there's also extreme damage to the skeleton where it's just been kind of almost trodden into the ground. That yeah, you're not sure. You're not sure what. Yeah, whether that happened pre-mortem or post-mortem. You also find.
Do any of the
Oh, no. Yeah.
do any of the bodies show any signs of the mutations from the animals, like the green ooze? Any of the
No.
No.
Yeah. So the blood inside the RV isn't showing any of the traces. The bone structures appear to be unmutated. So, yeah, this appears to be something. They don't appear to have been mutated. You also, so where the body's been sort of pushed into the ground slightly, you will also find buried several pages of. Now this one's a lot more modern. Hold on. How do I? If I click that button and that button, and then you should be able to. Is there a way that I can just click to show you? There we go. If I click that button, there we go. So that's one page, and then that is another page. So they are going to be available within the journal research notes. These are considerably more modern than the diary that you found. These appear to have been written with a ballpoint pen.
Any electronic devices around here? Phones, webcam, dashcam on the truck.
So some of them will have broken phones. No dash cam on the truck. Not you can't account for one phone per person. So there are at least 2 mobile phones that are missing, but whether they've just been carried off or taken, there's insufficient evidence to say one way or another.
Yeah, idea on what did this?
I did hear about one thing that people do sometimes when they get attacked by serial killers. They sometimes like to bury their phones, take a picture of whatever's been buried right where they die. Unless given how long ago this was, whenever they were killed, I doubt any of them have any batteries, but I could try and. I need specialist tools to recover any data on a broken.
It's not something you can do with a field
Can't
kit.
do it here.
Okay.
But yeah.
No, I need the clean room, really.
You can
I
click.
presume so. Like, yeah,
We suggesting the people would have buried the phones in order to give evidence.
the people might have. This is a thing that they have found in real life, is they have people will as they're being killed, bury their phones in the ground where they died, and they have found them before.
Interesting.
Oh,
I watch some things sometimes, and
Me too, buddy. Me too.
Unfortunately, every single thing that comes out of Brad's mouth that's just like, oh, that's interesting, my mind immediately goes, how does that relate to Arbor?
While you're standing around, Chip, your phone will buzz, and but it and you will receive this message, which I've now sent you. And yes, I have sent the right message, because I know that's going to be a question.
Are these
So whilst Brad is reading it,
people?
we've got full signal.
You've got what? Sorry.
We've got quite good signal out here in the middle of the woods.
Reasonably, because you're still kind of close, but also you've got satellite phones, and the forest isn't so dense that you can't, like, you can still see the sky. So whether if you check your regular mobile phones, they will have low signal but not no signal. But your satellite phones will still have full strength.
Was this my regular phone or
Lucas's-
my satellite phone that went buzz?
So this would have been your agency issued communication device.
Okay.
So
Worth noting that Lucas's regular phone is like an old, chunky burner phone that doesn't have a GPS in it.
Is it a Nokia 3310?
It's only Ericsson, but yeah.
Oh,
There's too many radios on that thing for that. No.
Right.
you
Okay.
you
I'm
also
sorry.
find 3 pathways. So if you're following the humanoid tracks, they continue north. You can follow the road to the east, and then you've got animal tracks to the west.
Are
Keep
these
following the person.
phones? Are these? Is this dated enough that, like, because there are things like Apple tags and that kind of stuff. Is they work on a very particular, like, weird way that they get near Apple phones and then they activate, but you can find them if you have another Apple phone or something similar.
Yeah.
Riddle's the kind of person who has the shit that would allow him to scan for this kind of crap. Can he find any of that? Like,
So you absolutely can. You don't get any signals off of air tags or anything like that. So the phones that you've retrieved are smartphones. So they're probably about 2 years old. At the point of manufacture.
Right.
So
smashed and broken.
smashed and broken. So let's how are they separated? So you've got 3 iPhones and an Android, but there are no air tags. There doesn't appear to be a dash cam with the camper van.
So no electronic. So somebody's swept this area or something. It's not just random happenstance. I don't know what else to do. I can, if we want to track this person down, and this looks, the animals at least look fairly recently. So if we want to track them down, we need to keep going.
Yeah, let's go.
Chip is going to walk up to Simon. Like, not like personally straight towards him, but go up to Simon and just be like, Simon, does the name Oliver mean anything to you?
It does.
Okay, it doesn't to Rich.
So
Unless Rich needs reminding.
Yeah. I don't think I gave you a name. I think that's on me.
Ah.
There you go.
Me.
So yeah.
Like, Oliver wasn't the name of the guy who gave us the mission, right?
No. No. That's going to be Keith. I think is your ops manager.
Yeah,
Um,
thought that was the case.
Uh,
I thought I'd not heard the name Oliver before.
Chip, you might have.
Okay.
Um, yeah. If you think back hard enough, he might be who he says he is.
Okay.
We going or what?
Well, I'm waiting for an answer from Simon.
How's the character confirming?
Sorry. Yes.
Oh yeah, this is just
Yeah,
Lucas pressuring in character because
Yeah.
what I'm doing is signaling that I deliberately am not taking part in this conversation. I am
Yeah.
some way away.
The name is vaguely familiar. Yes.
Okay, because I think I got a message for you.
Ah.
Just wondering why you weren't getting the message yourself.
Check my phone.
So
No.
I will remind. Hold on. There is. That is why. That message there. Again, we're recalling from previous session, so I will give that to you.
Yes. Well, the data's for you.
The data's for me.
For us. It's
For us.
helpful information.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you are asking for something, why I was getting the response.
Rich can't remember why I did this. So I'm just trying.
I'm afraid I don't know either. So
I'm assuming you're just being a shifty bastard. Just like-
yeah.
but Chip's just going, okay, so are you giving out my number as yours? Because that's not very nice.
I honestly can't remember why I did that. So
The caprice.
yeah. I can't remember if at the time we were your device was more secure because you had all the tech stuff. I honestly can't remember.
If it helps, I wasn't sure as to your reasoning at the time either. So there's nothing. There's nothing in context. that
You-
makes
I'm an
sense.
airy fairy bastard.
You could have just been, yeah.
Yeah.
Staring into the mind of a madman.
Yes. I mean, I'm assuming the information's useful, right?
Well, yeah, it says that the agency, formerly known as the Royal Inquisitors, previously went after ancient vampires. Outcome partially unknown. Royal Inquisitors destroyed. Ancient vampire hunting prohibited. Ancient vampires disappeared from records. Agreement around Kielder Forest missing. Partial recovery achieved. Restricted area limited to 1 square mile. If boundary broken, agreement is null and void. Use extreme caution, but you are weapons free. From Oliver Paper Wing Agency Archives.
You're muted, Joe.
You're muted, sir.
Wait, do you know what the hold up over there is?
Just looking at some intel.
Honestly, no. But to be fair, I don't really, when Simon talks to people, it's either agency stuff or rather some kind of nonsense. And the new guy,
Yeah, Simon's got a good head on his shoulders. We've disagreed, but you listen to him, yeah?
At this moment in time, I listen to anyone from the agency, mostly because they have my balls in them. It's either this or a gulag, and I mean that literally.
You'll get out one day.
Oh. I have made inroads into that eventuality, I hope. I hope to do something better for others than just wandering around in the dark.
Yeah, me and all. Right.
I think at this point, Chip's going to walk back across, rejoin the others, and just like, okay, got a bit of intel. The agency, formerly known as the Royal Inquisitors, so that just shows how far back this intel goes, previously went after ancient vampires, but they were destroyed. Ancient vampire hunting was prohibited, and ancient vampires disappeared from all the records from that point onwards.
You fucking knew all along.
There was an agreement around Kielder Forest, but that's missing. The only fragment that still remains is that there is a restricted area limited to 1 square mile, and if the boundary is broken, the agreement is null and void.
So was the boundary broken back in 86 whenever it started growing?
Yeah, Mike, looking back at the map data that we've got, at what point was the 1 square mile boundary broken? Because I believe we looked at some historic maps of the...
Yeah.
You absolutely did, which is why I was about to recall it from memory, and yet I don't need to because I wrote this down.
Smart.
I believe it expanded rapidly over the last 12 months. But it did also, it seems 40 years ago, it remained the same size and started expanding slowly somewhere between 40 years and 12 months ago.
Yeah.
But it rapidly increased over the last 12 months.
Okay.
Could I perchance see if I know anything about the Royal Inquisitors, perhaps with some kind of occult check?
Yes, absolutely. You can have, because it's linked to the agency, and I believe you were doing some digging. You can have 3 additional dice.
There's a whole heap and chunk of change here, then, in that case.
It's intelligence and occult. Anyone else can also make an intelligence occult, or even intelligence and academics, if they're trying to recall agency history.
4 successes.
Please. So. So, the Royal Inquisitors were founded. Oh, hold on, that is a lot of dice.
Yeah, I think someone's using the same dice set that I am.
Oh, okay, that wasn't one person exploding 19 times.
No.
Okay, that is a shame. The Royal Inquisitors were an incredibly old group. You are looking back to the 1300s.
I was about to say 14th century would be about right for Inquisition.
Yeah, so they're everything that you'd expect to be of Royal Inquisitors. They were commissioned by the Crown to seek out immoral folk, wrongdoers, witches as well, and other.
But that's Black Death era as well.
Yeah, so there were a lot of killings performed by the Royal Inquisitors. It was generally a bleak time in history. The records aren't super accurate, so you won't be able to get a full body count, but it was an official organisation commissioned by the Crown. Um, um, their primary, not base, but their like headquarters burned to the ground in 1601 under very mysterious circumstances.
And that was effectively a previous iteration of the agency.
Yes. It was reformed by the Crown and was renamed in 1840 to I believe it's His Royal Highness's Paranormal Archives, but it might be Her Royal Highness. Apologies if I've got that.
What year?
Wrong.
1840.
Was that?
That would be George V. George IV.
So yeah. So anyway, HRH Paranormal Archives. So this was again, this was another evolution, but this was less about there was less of the heretic burning overtones that the previous organization had, and more looking into certain occult matters, ghosts. It was reformed in 1915 as the OSC, the Office of Scientific Curiosities, during the Great War, to basically find alternative fighting methods during the war. Were there other ways? Could we fight on a different battlefield effectively? And then it was renamed in 1990 as the agency. So at 1915 it moved from the monarch ownership to a more governmental one, and it's remained a kind of semi-governmental organization ever since. So yeah, that is a very brief history of the agency.
Time is it?
What in game?
Right.
You're looking at maybe 11:30 in the morning.
Okay, we still don't want to get caught out, so we should get going.
Oh, one more thing. Addendum at the end of the intel is that we are to use extreme caution, but our weapons free.
Works for me.
Lovely.
You could have told Lucas otherwise.
Yeah, I don't think
I've
Lucas
duct
was waiting for that.
taped a gun to another gun to make a gun. Not canon.
I don't. I've got plans for duct tape if it comes to it.
Nice. To duct tape my wound shut.
Could do.
How are you moving to the next site?
Stealthily, if I may.
With our legs.
Yep. Lovely. Can I have the same stealth rolls as before?
How
Oh my god. Okay.
how varied are the paths in terms of direction? Is it like one is north, one is east, or is it like they're roughly going in the same all going in the same direction?
One to the east is almost directly east. That's very much at a right angle. You've got the north, and then the other one's kind of southwest. So you feel like it might be looping back round to the start.
Oh, Ryan.
That wasn't mine.
I think
Exploded 4 times on 2 dice.
so. For stealth, I am rolling 4 dice. I rolled 1 success, which was a 10, which rolled into another 10, which rolled into another 10, which rolled into an 8. I imagine Rich had a quite similar experience.
Yes.
Wow.
I got 0. Mine are now the bronze dice.
4.
Lovely. So a 4, a 5, a 0, and a 2. Is that
Sounds good.
okay? Let me... Interesting. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So you move quite quietly through the forest. Can I have a perception check, please?
That's blind, isn't it?
This
We
is
roll
the
it from
secret one,
the.
right?
That is a secret.
Yeah.
And
Uh, and then it's one. And then it's this one. Then I need to change it.
You should just need to click the eye to automatically do it.
Oh, is it? Is
yeah,
we'll
if
roll
you just click
privately
the eye,
yeah,
it'll
but yeah.
automatically blindly roll perception check.
The eye is blind. How opposite.
Here you go.
If I'm scouting with my
I have
drone
rogue action.
as we move, which I believe I did indicate that I was doing last session, and I did it through the clearing earlier. Do I get any kind of bonus to this?
You will get a different piece of information.
Okay.
So,
Small point of clarification. If I'm still I would have put the knife away. So you can't hold a shotgun and a knife at the same time, can you?
not effectively.
No, that's
Not
fine.
if you want to
Really.
use
And
one or
get it a
either.
knife.
I would rather have the shotgun than the +2
Yeah.
to perception.
So, I will tell you that. Three of you don't see this coming. A certain fourth member exploded multiple times
Ooh.
and has got a
Interesting.
critical success.
Yeah.
Who was that?
That
I guess
was
I.
Riddle.
Yeah. I thought
Oh,
that might
okay.
be.
Okay.
I have
So-
wrote action. I have wrote action on
Yeah, yeah,
perception, so it's probably always going to be me.
So, here are the order in which things occur. So Riddle, Riddle senses that there's something wrong. Then he
If it's
hears-
supernatural, I believe I have a danger sense,
so
which gives me a +2 modifier on reflexive wits composure rolls for a character detecting impending ambush.
cool. I will let you know next time because yes, that would have applied. But because one of you sees this coming, plus your drone's going to spot it, there's actually not going to be any negatives to you. Assuming that you both look at the drone screen or if Riddle alerts you that danger is coming. So I assume this is not going to be secret information. So so he senses something's wrong. Then he can hear something charging towards you, and then on your drone screen, this is also why I'm not getting you to roll those additional dice. You are welcome to if you wish, but you will see this coming. So, a few moments.
I would have had one more success.
That would have brought you up to 1.
Oh, buddy.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there were 3 zeros there.
Nice.
Okay, so this thing is coming charging towards you.
Wolf stag.
Yep.
Wolf stag.
So there are open wounds that are actively bleeding green and red blood. There's kind of bloody saliva dripping from its mouth. It's got very much like a wolf-like jaw, and it is making a beeline towards you guys because it rolled incredibly well on its perception check.
So in the moment that Riddle has, so Riddle will probably be walking next to Lucas, and in that kind of brief moment of like there is something coming towards us that is danger, I think he just grabs Lucas and like points in a direction because he knows Lucas's instinct will probably be to shoot in that direction.
You are 100% correct.
Lovely.
And then he drops. So he like it's a spinning move because he knows Lucas is gonna fire high and like center mass. So he'll drop down to fire in the same direction with the shotgun going right over his head.
Ooh.
Okay. I like that for sure. Because you see it coming before any of the others, you've absolutely got time for that. Lucas will be reacting to.
Yeah.
To Riddle. Chip, you see it coming on your screen, so you can also warn the others, and you will also get an advanced action of some description.
Yeah, I'll probably say incoming 3 o'clock, or whatever direction it is, and
Yeah,
then
Is it coming from behind us or from in front of?
in front of you. It's coming from the campsite that you're heading towards.
oh, okay, incoming
Okay,
12
yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah.
I think Riddle is probably the only person in the agency Lucas trusts enough to just pull a trigger blindly. So yeah, even Simon now, that trust was breached last time. I can't remember what it was, but yeah.
If you are blindly firing, can you make an attack roll?
Yeah.
But can
To
you
remove any dice?
Can you take away 3 dice, please?
Does it help if I am using a shotgun and it's really more to whom it may concern than a dear enemy?
Well, shotgun's not very effective at longer ranges, though, is it?
No, but I assume this thing is.
Well, it depends the type of shotgun, because actually you can get
Yeah, you can load it with
shotguns
slugs.
that will spray and they will do a lot of damage to
Yeah.
a large area very close to you, or you can get long range like the pellets bunched together, so they act more like a flying fist.
What if it was a mixture of thermite and magnesium?
Now, that was going to be my other question. What rounds are you
Do you
firing?
have dragon's breath rounds?
Yeah.
You weren't allowed those, were you?
I forbid napalm.
Yeah.
And I believe
That was where I had it. Yeah, that we weren't allowed like the big boy toys, but
you tried to get dragon's breaths round, but your intimidation check on the
the armorer.
failed. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you were at a disadvantage because he had all the guns and was behind a locked cage.
I had a feeling that someone else had come and actually asked him nicely and got them, but I'm happy to just say I've got regular pellets.
That would be a question for. So, Riddle probably wouldn't be trusted because of previous events, but Chip and Simon, would either of you have asked for Dragon Breath round?
Would Simon has asked? Would Lucas ask Simon to get procured them?
Probably
so I
not.
think-
No.
But I think you did ask. You all
Don't
went
know.
together, so it depends. So I would say you'd have foreknowledge of it. It depends if you went after his attempt was unsuccessful.
If I was there in the room, I would have doubled down. Come on.
I've just got pellets loaded into the shotgun.
Okay, cool.
I did also bring a rifle to actually do single target stuff.
I probably wouldn't have asked for the Dragon's Breath rounds.
That's fair.
That's fair enough.
Can I have any fun in this place?
Simon, can you make me a persuasion check? I'm going to remove the penalty because he's an armorer, but you won't gain any bonuses either.
What I'll say is it's not going to matter because that shooting tech was an absolute duck egg 0.
That's fine, but you might want them for later. You might not.
True.
So that's going to be manipulation and then
One success. That is 2 successes if you include my bureaucratic navigator. feat.
absolutely
That counts.
would. How many rounds can a shotgun hold?
Depends on the
Depends what
shotgun.
Depends on the shotgun.
Yeah, Lucas, what shotgun have you got?
I'm going to Google the only type of shotgun I actually know as a person because I don't really like guns and work it out from there.
Because
Bear with me, I'm just going to deck myself for a moment.
yeah, that's fine. Because it's going to say if it's a double barrel
Well,
shotgun.
if he's shooting, Riddler's also shooting with his handgun.
Okay, if you're
so
firing,
do I take
firing
this-
blind, then yep, that will be at a -3 penalty.
Could
What was
I
the rule on
forego
using
my
willpower?
action?
You can hold
To-
your action.
Or rather, could my action be to assist them, like, because I can see it coming on the screen, could I instead of taking my action, give them bonuses on actions?
Yes, yes, you can. Uh,
Like, say, okay, it's breaking cover in 3, 2, 1, or something
so
like that.
yeah. In that case, yeah. Anyone who's shooting will get a +1 bonus.
So -2 instead of -3,
Yes.
or just +1.
Just
Okay.
add 1 dice,
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
What was the willpower thing you can use? Spend a
So you can
willpower
spend
to
a point of
gain.
willpower to roll 3 extra dice. Lucas, you can roll an additional d10 because Chip is guiding you
On the shooting check.
on the blind shooting check. Yes.
That is 1 success.
Ooh.
I just checked the transcript of the previous episode,
Yeah.
and Lucas decided not to threaten the guy because he was an idiot. He rolled persuasion, and against all odds, rolled a 1 persuasion success on the armorer.
Did the armorer roll 0? Did I tell you the results of that?
You said, and I quote, "You have yourself some dragon's breath rounds."
And then he rolled incredibly poorly. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Perfect.
You can send you a timestamp later on, but yeah.
Yes.
The
that is fine.
yeah, so that'll be 1 success on the shooting if that is the case.
Cool. Okay. Lovely.
That's 4 for Riddle.
For Riddle. Are you firing regular or dragon's breath round?
Dragon's breath.
So the Mossberg 940 auto-loading shotgun you can load up to 12 rounds into the mag tube, plus 1 in the chamber for a total capacity of 13 rounds. And that's
What he said.
That's a tactical shotgun, which I imagine, as we are a semi-military organisation, probably got access
paramilitary.
to paramilitary. We've got access to some of this kind of stuff.
Cool. Right. So you have unloaded quite a few rounds into this thing. It is still coming at you. So at this point, I will then ask for initiative, please.
11.
Cool. So,
6. Ooh, I exploded.
Ooh, baby.
the explosions don't count. That will just give you a flat 10.
Oh, okay.
So 16.
Oh. Yep.
Right, okay, yeah, that's a different thing. Okay, that was a 7 on the dice. So 7 plus 6, 13.
13. Oh, these are some good rolls. Lovely. Simon, what did you get?
I got 6.
Okay. That's also a number. Right. So 16, which I've got as Riddle.
Shit.
So this thing now emerges from behind some trees. So now you now know where it is, and it looks injured, but it's still charging at you.
Do I think that a round from both me and Lucas is enough to take it down? Not like another volley, or is this going to be a case of I really shouldn't be in its way kind of thing? And like what is the kind of like, is this injured enough that I could probably take it down with another shot, or is this I need to get the fuck out of the way of it? Like quick, like split second decision.
There is a lot of blood, and it looks heavily injured. It doesn't appear to have slowed down, but you are unsure The if
This is what Riddle. So this is what Riddle wants to do. Then, based on that information, that he's seeing this thing coming out of him. It's not slowing down. He's gonna push Lucas out to the side and try and go around the tree to the same side. Like kind of do this the motion at the same time to get us both out the way because this thing
Okay,
is charging and it might just mow us both down.
sure thing. Yep.
Do I need to make a roll for that?
No. It will affect if you're attempting to shoot. It will affect your because that would be considered a quick action, I think, where you can roll.
I think what
push.
he's considering, he's more considering get behind the tree when it roars past. He'll take a shot after it's past him, but not until that happens.
So you will be successful in this. However, can you please make a Dex Athletics check? And this will affect any potential penalties that you imbue upon Lucas, as it depends how steadily you are able to move him out of the way.
I'm just gonna just roll this the way it is. I don't have any athletics, so I'm taking a big penalty.
Ooh, that's still a
Now,
success.
one success though.
Okay. So Lucas still remains standing. You've moved him out of the way, and you have rolled out of the way. So yeah.
I look back at the other two because I could get behind a tree, and then I just go, "Get out of the way!"
Cool. Lovely. So now it is Chip's turn at 13.
Okay, I'm also going to dive out of the way.
Yep.
But
lovely.
what I'd like to do is I'd like to buzz it with my drone.
Okay.
So I just, make it like fly in front of the thing's face and try and like make it flinch or something.
Sure thing. That's a Dex driving check, please.
Dex driving, okay. Oh, I forgot I took this particular merit as well. So I'm going to add my composure to that as well.
Oh.
So Dex, composure, drive, and I have the specialty of drone driving as well.
Tight.
Remind me, what does this specialty do? Plus.
I believe that adds +1. Is that the?
I've got the green diamond ticked with drone.
Yeah, so I think that's.
That's a rote. No, not a rote action or advanced action.
I can't remember which way around this is, but of the red outline and the green dot, one of them gives you not either 9 again or 8 again, and the other one gives you +2.
Okay, well, it's not the 9 again or 8 again.
So it'll be +2. Because there is I need to.
Cool. Well, in that case.
Damn.
I got 2 successes on 12 dice.
Okay. So you.
Oh, hang on. No, how much? I guess if there was if it's not an attack though, so I wouldn't have done any defense to it.
Yeah. So you've definitely distracted it. So it's.
I mean, if it starts chasing the drone, then all the better. I can try and lead it to wherever gets the best shot for everyone else.
So you've reached a point. Its momentum's a bit too fast for it to easily change direction.
Mm-hmm.
But it is. It was gunning towards the person who was stood up in front of it, which I believe was Lucas. It's now kind of lost its focus and is just heading in a straight line. So you've probably bought yourselves another round, as it's no longer targeting a particular person. So I would say that is a successful distraction. And for flavour, it attempts to kind of swing its horns at the drones, but doesn't come anywhere close. So your drone is perfectly fine. Okay, so next up is 12 for the deer thing. So it charges where Lucas was. But it slows down to a stop. And who would be right, hold on, let me just check something. Okay, yeah. It's kind of staggering a little bit at this stage. So it comes charging to where Lucas was. Obviously he's moved out of the way. And it kind of skids on its own blood at this stage, and then attempts to reacquire a target. And he will look at the person closest to him, who I believe is Simon at this stage. But he's too dazed from the drone attack to actually do anything. Lucas.
Oh my. Oh, that was such a promising start. 4 successes.
The rounds.
Shooting. Yeah.
Yeah. The rounds rip through the creature, and the magnesium.
This will be just regular rounds from
In that case, you blast quite a large chunk in its abdomen, and it staggers to the ground, and is dead at this stage. There's a lot of green oozing blood everywhere.
Chip, can you get drone in the air? Make sure there's no more of them coming.
On it.
I'll just go and blast the back of its head off, just for good measure.
Cool, lovely. Okay, so so your drone at this stage. So with there are two things that occur as well. So with the presence of the creature, you once again feel incredibly uncomfortable. But then, as it dies, that feeling then passes. The drone picks up two. So the drone will catch sight of a wooden hut, which what I will do is I will activate it so you can at least see. But there are two more animals charging towards you. So you have got two more of the fox bear things. So you've got some time because these were not already in pursuit. The loud gunfire has now drawn these two creatures, and they are now charging towards you. So,
yeah, so two more incoming from that way.
Can I ready us into a firing line?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If you're preparing, whoever's preparing to fire will get +1 to their attack roll.
Definitely preparing to fire.
I'll turn to Chip. This is why I gave you the gun.
You don't happen to have a landmine, do you?
I've got some grenades.
At this point. I mean, everything knows we're here anyways.
How fast could Chip jury-rig a Ukraine war special?
I'm happy to roll a crafting check real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
It's probably a wits rather than intelligence, which is worse, but it's on the fly. Would you say?
No. Yeah, yeah. Go for it. Wits and crafting.
Wits and crafts. That's so. My intelligence is 4. My wits is only 2. So that means I'm rolling 7 dice.
Which is another.
1 success.
Super good. You can do it. Not the animals will already be upon you by the time that you're able to jerry rig that. Because you have to recall the drone and then jerry rig the grenade. I was looking for 4 successes for a risky attempt and then 5 for a, yeah, you can definitely do this. So
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
think just get ready to shoot then.
yeah.
You've got this well in hand.
Red Chip, you take the one on the right, I'll take the one on the left.
Okay.
Okay.
Just point and
so-
click, mate.
Just
Simon will
like Call
prepare
of Duty.
Oh boy, it is not.
Okay, cool. So
It's just like
Riddle-
paintball.
So you've got the 2 creatures that then emerge through the trees. Riddle, you're up first.
He's going to take a shot at. He will see where Chip is going to be shooting at, assuming that Lucas will probably have a better chance of taking down the one. He'll shoot the one Chip is shooting at.
A Chip is going to be shooting the one that Lucas told them to go for.
Yeah. So we'll call them left and right, and you're targeting the one on the left.
Yep.
For simplicity's sake. So cool.
Spend the willpower, probably. Okay. Feel like it's pretty execute. All the dice.
Ooh.
6.
Right.
It's not my Call of Duty.
It's just like the firing range. Just like the firing range.
What is Riddle firing? Is it a pistol?
RSA Makarov PM. It does 2 damage. Yeah.
It's one of the old Russian pistols, isn't it?
It is one of the old Russian ones.
So Chip will not be targeting the same one that you're targeting. Because he'd be targeting.
No, I want. So it says it's a Makarov. This is what he's at. He's firing a Singer, like an old Singer World War II handgun. Singer sewing machines made handguns for a while.
I saw a YouTube short about this yesterday.
It's weird as they have.
Yeah.
Like, why? They just go back and forth. It's the same kind of thing.
Smooth repeating motions. Why not?
Yeah. So there's now a sizable hole where this creature's head was, and it just slides across the ground. It's
Nice.
Up. Chip, I've got you next in the old order.
I mean, this is his first time in an actual firefight, and he's not even being shot back at. But so I'm just going to roll it straight, but I'm still going to be targeting the one that is technically already dead.
Sure.
Because that's what he was told to do.
Double tap. That's a real shame because you did very well.
Yeah.
So I'm a fraction of a second behind.
So you successfully account for the fact that it's now sliding on the floor, and it now has a second, slightly smaller hole in its head. There's brain matter being. Yeah,
Always double tap. Always
Good
double
job.
tap.
There's now a pink, red, and green mist in the air. So,
I feel a bit sick.
Lucas, I've got you next.
Is it with the +1 framing? Is that right?
Yes.
I forgot to add the +1.
Hey. That's going to be only 2 successes.
So it will still hit, but you kind of clip it in one of its 7 legs. So it's
Too many legs. Too many legs.
So yeah, it's injured but still charging towards you. And Simon.
How close are they at this point?
So
They don't have guns.
you can step forward and slash at it. It's within that kind of, because yeah, it will have closed the gap by the end of your turn. Because you're not in a clearing. The distance between where you can see the wood line and your general area is very, very short. So you can easily step forward and stab. Or
I will
not.
do so. 1 success.
Okay.
Do we roll damage with weapons in World of Darkness?
No, so it's supposed to be it's the number of successes is the number of damage that you do. So the number that actually get through.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I believe that some guns will have damage, which basically allows you to add a certain number of dice.
Right. Okay.
We haven't the sword. I don't think. I think it does, but you've got the armor that needs to be bypassed, so it kind of negates it. I need to properly read up on the combat rules because I had it all nailed a month ago, and my brain has just forgotten that information. So, okay, cool. Your strike makes contact.
So a machete lists as having 2 damage. Does that mean there's 2 extra damage?
So. Well, it's got a. So, hold on. You might be rolling 1 additional dice here because it's got. What do I want? So. Right. Cool. Nice that. Come on. Defensive combat.
I need to strap a chainsaw to one of my drones. It's got 9 again, and for damage of 5.
Shit.
So I just have like a chainsaw nose on a drone.
Defense. So I think you need to roll 1 additional dice because you would roll 2, but it's got a defense of 1, so you would remove 1 dice. So okay, so okay, cool. What's your defense?
1.
1. Lovely. So it's now going to attempt to bite you. Wow, it does not.
Wow.
You easily brush it away with the sword, and you deflect. You redirect the energy of the bite attack to the deck. And we will move back round to Riddle.
Seeing that the other creature isn't down, he just swings his gun to the left and takes a shot.
Cool, lovely.
Shoot.
Yeah.
3 successes.
Cool. Lovely. It collapses to the ground and is dead.
Don't even know why I turned off today, did?
I get lucky sometimes, and being Ukrainian, shooting things, it kind of happens a lot. There are a lot of very dark forests.
You say there was a hut up ahead.
Yeah.
There is indeed.
Yes. Some.
Well, let's
some
get
weird-
going before we
yeah.
can at least get cover. Before these things show up.
So,
That hut is probably where our friend lives.
Aye.
so as you approach the hut, there's a small stream running nearby. Lined along the edge are three. So there are 3 bodies and 3 heads belonging to this lovely little critter.
Aww.
Yeah. Once again, seems to have the jaw of a wolf, although much smaller, and they have differing number of legs. Some of the legs are intertwined with other legs. But yeah, all are missing heads, although the heads are pretty close by. The hut looks incredibly old and weathered. It's of wooden construction. The door has been left ajar.
Okay, I'm going to call my drone. I'm going to bring my drone back in and change out its battery pack. It's probably been going for a while.
That's fair.
Can we see any sign of life?
None that you can. Not from the outside, at any rate.
Sweeping clear.
Seems sensible to do.
Yeah.
Maybe not start shooting immediately, though, in this case. Don't know.
We can call out. I mean, at this point, he knows we're here.
Which option you picking?
Shit. Hello?
There is no response.
If the person who did this is some kind of scientist or something, maybe they've got a lab, like below this place. Might ping up on any electronics if you got your scanners out.
Right, hang on, and I send the drone back up again,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna get just set it to like hover mode up there.
Okay. Yeah. Sure thing.
Then get out the camera, and just have a scan around. Is the green and white smoke type thing on the camera coming from the hut?
No. No. You're getting green and white fading from they're almost extinguished at this stage from the creatures by the river.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting anything else in the clearing.
Okay. And if I use the various other devices we have, do we get anything from the ground?
No. No, I don't think so. Hold on, let me just double check me. No. You're not getting any abnormal readings. It's clean across the board.
This isn't the place we want, then, or something? I don't.
Does the trail that we've been following lead right up to the door?
So there are footprints that go in, and then there are footprints that come out.
In the same direction or further on?
No, so a humanoid figure has come into this building and then has presumably the same one has come out and then continued their journey north.
Quick check in and then keep moving.
I think so.
So sensible. Maybe we'll find some more clues.
Yeah. Can we
So-
investigate inside,
Yeah. So are you guys heading inside?
please?
Cool. Lovely.
Are we getting to the point where it's dark or going to be dark soon as well?
At this stage, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's it doesn't get dark until about 6-7 o'clock, I think. Yeah.
And the feeling of unease is only when we're around the animals.
Correct. Yes, that has that feeling has once again passed.
What's in the hut?
So inside the hut, there is a a wooden writing desk. There's pieces of blank paper. There's quills. There's a ballpoint pen. There's a couple more research notes.
So whilst we're inside the hut and everyone is doing all the searching, I am going to be focused on the screen of the drone outside, just in case anything tries to sneak up on us.
Yep. Entirely fair. So let's go. So one and two.
Great.
And there is a trapdoor at the bottom, like because it's a relatively small. It's like a single room hut, and there is a trapdoor in the corner that appears to be well worn, but it's currently closed.
If I pull that open, you won't drop a camera down there.
Yeah. Do I have a second drone?
Right, so you
Is it your
have a backup, I
favorite?
guess.
Yeah, okay, I've
GoPro
got...
on a string.
So if you're using so inside the walls are covered in dried blood. There's pieces of animal littered the place that have decayed quite heavily, and there's like an apothecary station, and there's remnants of very brightly coloured different liquids.
Have they made like a... When you say about a hybrid in that letter, hang on, where's that one gone?
So
I've got 17.
so within Kielder Forest, so the journal entries, can you see the research notes?
No.
Okay, hold on.
Well, I've still got them up, so I can read them out real quick.
I could see them a minute ago. I can't see them now.
Hold on one moment, and then.
But it says something along the lines of fucking June. Lines of a hybrid.
A hybrid, the hope that two giants fight one another and grant the imbuer a level of freedom.
Has someone been trying to make a were-vampire?
I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't think it was. Might be now.
Those creatures out there, they're more like whatever a thing is and a wolf, though, rather than...
Yeah, mixed with a wolf.
It's like human transforms into a werewolf is a werewolf. but then take whatever happens there and apply that to an animal, and then you
Whatever
get these weird wolf-deer
wolf juju
hybrids.
someone's taken out of a werewolf and put it into the water sources, and then you got these things going about. Could I roll a cult to see if werewolves are a thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Do those, then two. These ones.
I might just send a text to Oscar saying, "Oh, werewolves a thing."
Appalling. One success.
I
rolled so many dice.
Yeah, so there's
Two
at least one.
successes.
So of the three of you that asked, I'll give you the short answer. Yes, they are a thing. So it's believed to be similar, follows very similar rules to rabies in the fact that it's transmitted by bite. If you're then infected, you will then transform. Unlike the vampire rules, where if you're bitten by a vampire, you won't necessarily turn into one. There appears to be a process that has to be followed to turn you into a vampire.
So there is no cure for rabies, but you can get prophylactic medication after infection that will stop you then developing rabies. Is that the case with lycanthropy?
So there are you would presume so.
I might just get on the sat phone and report that to have vaccines on standby.
So the rolls aren't quite high enough, but if
I
you're
got
asking
3
the
successes.
agency... Oh, you've got 3. Oh, apologies, I missed your roll. I was going to say the agency does have an experimental vaccine. It's recommended that you don't get bitten in the first place.
I would also like that.
Yes. But a vaccine can be administered. So being bitten doesn't necessarily guarantee that you will become infected. So if you get bitten, there's a chance you will become infected. If you're infected, there's a chance that the vaccine will be effective. There's also a chance that it will cause immediate death. It causes a form of anaphylaxis. But it occurs so quickly that they don't seem to be able to reverse it. So they're unsure. It's so yeah. Generally don't get bit, but
so one
of
my merits is holistic awareness. I'm skilled at non-traditional healing methods. Would I be able to possibly apply that to treating werewolf bite to try and mitigate the infection risk?
You can, yes.
Keep an eye out for belladonna. Okay, let's go.
You don't want to see...
Were we going into the basement?
Oh, I thought that was what was in the basement, the walls covered in blood, etc.
Covered in blood, bits of animals, so you've got vials of different coloured liquids.
So my supposition from that information was this hut belonged to a werewolf, not a vampire, and the werewolf was transforming in that basement. Does it look like there are scratches and gouges in the walls and stuff?
No.
Okay.
You would. So if you want more information, you're going to have to go down there and actually perform an investigation. There's only so much that you
can get from a GoPro on a string.
Yeah.
Yes.
If there is, yeah, fine. If I think there is more to be gained, it's not just a small dark room. I'll certainly go down there and investigate.
Yes, I would recommend doing so.
Riddle is looking for anything electronic. Well,
there's very notably no electronics in this area. There are there are candles that have been burned down. There's no form of electricity.
In fact, there's only
Um,
one
there's
thing
no-
that's any kind of modern at all, isn't there? And that's the ballpoint pen.
Yes, correct. This
Does there look
is
to be anything scavenged from the campsites?
not here, no.
One success on the investigation.
Okay, so
What Riddle said.
ooh,
Nice.
Riddle kicks ass.
Chip is staying up. Chip is staying up top, keeping his eyes on the camera.
Riddle's
On
taking
the
fucking
drone
names
outside.
today.
so yeah, okay. So now that you're actually rifling through like the actual apothecary supplies, there's also there are notes detailing transformation processes. So you also find that there is a collection of there's a couple of souvenirs that they're different technological advancements over the last 40-ish years, one of which is going to be a ballpoint pen. You're looking, another one's just a straight up battery. It's entirely flat, as in no charge, not that it's been flattened. You find there's a charging cable for a not a smartphone, but like a Sony Ericsson type thing.
It's one of those, it's got like a big blocky charge with
Yes.
2 pins.
Yes, that's exactly the one I'm thinking of. Notably, no phone though. There are hypotheses on what these different things actually do. Whoever's collected them doesn't seem to know exactly what they are or what they're for. There are so there are research notes that talk about someone or something is actively infecting local wildlife with both werewolf venom and with vampire blood.
But the implication is that it's not the person writing these notes. They're not saying I've infected.
So there are 2 different writers. So the werewolf experiments happened hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and someone has picked up the work again in the last 40-ish years. You're muted, I'm afraid.
Things started getting bad.
Do we recognise the handwriting at all of either of them? Can we link up who? So are we to assume that the person writing to Sashka was the person doing the werewolf experiments hundreds of years ago, and then a different person in a different hand with a ballpoint pen has said someone's infecting people with?
No. So there's an unknown party that did this hundreds of years ago. The person who's writing the research notes and who's writing about Sashka has found this hut in the last 40-ish years and picked up the experiments.
So they have both found them and continued them?
Yes.
Fuck. Great.
So it was a werewolf. Like I guess Lucas, where was it? It was a werewolf who originally found that, was trying to cure themselves. A vampire came along later, found the research, and went, while he's trying to research a similar thing.
There were two different agendas. Someone was finding out what werewolf venom did to the local animal population.
And then someone came on trying to cure
has
the
come up
vampirism.
with a more direct agenda around the cure of some description. So whoever did this hundreds and hundreds of years ago didn't have a
Was just
specific
some kind
agenda.
of
They were
crazy
just experimenting to see what happened.
That seems wildly dangerous. All right. But the cordon for the forest has been in place for how long? Hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Is that since the Royal Inquisitors put it up?
No.
Yeah, 18.
No. So this. So the cordon was put up about 40 years ago.
Oh, in 1980.
Oh.
And that was when
That
the
was-
vampire arrived.
That is a
So the vampire shows.
reasonable hypothesis. Yes.
And does that link in with
Vampire
now
shows-
that an ancient vampire has arrived, this agreement is in place, and therefore we have to give them this parcel of land?
You are 90% of the way there. Yes.
What?
So Vampire shows up, finds the werewolf stuff, says, "Hey, I know about this agency through some mean or another," and says, "I want this parcel of land because I think I can cure vampirism with werewolf venom." God, it seems wild.
This is why we don't make fucking deals with them.
If you were desperate and were dying of cancer, wouldn't you try anything? I guess it's kind of similar, and he was fairly isolated.
I'd
so
rather
this isn't
die.
Enough isolate. But to know might be useful later.
Hold you to that. So, out of character, sorry. The 10% that I was missing from that explanation, is that being that the vampire already contacted the agent and said, "Look, I can work on a cure for this."
That is.
Or-
That's definitely part of it. There's another, I'd say, reasonably minor piece of the puzzle that is available slightly further up the road.
Okay.
But yeah, you're definitely along the right tracks. It's reasonable to assume that a deal was struck with the agency. The exact nature of the deal is unknown. What you do know is what was given, which was a square mile of the forest about 40 years ago.
With the caveat that if the line was crossed, that deal will be broken.
Yes. I'm not sure if it was. I think it was slightly longer than 40 years ago. Hold on one moment. Sorry. So, closer to about 140 years ago. But it's you're looking at, oh, of course, oh no, you're fine. I would look at the years regarding the journal.
Yeah.
But we are making some assumptions here. But
1850.
yes, you know that he called Saska in 1850, or he requested that Saska join him in 1850.
So maybe they both arrived around that time, around that decade at least.
Yeah. So the cordon went up at around the same time. It's
Because for these letters to be here, she would have had to come here and brought them here. Because why would we have letters unsent?
there we go. Yeah.
Yes, that is. Yeah. So they're both here, and one
At
of
least,
them has,
at least she is. We don't know if he is. The last evidence we actually have of him being
Maybe-
here is 1850.
maybe he injected enough with the werewolf venom, and it did not go exactly as he expected.
No. We need to get to the middle of this place. Work out where they are, where they were doing their research.
Well, a thought occurs. The notes that the research notes that we found, are they in the same handwriting as the letters to Saska?
Yes.
They are addressed
they are.
to Sat.
They're addressed to Saska, and they are in the same writing as the research notes that you have found.
So-
With the with the exclusion of the very early ones that were around the werewolf experiments that were written hundreds of years ago.
So
that was written by a different unknown person.
Yeah, Vessel wrote both of the things to Saskia, and he said, "I miss you. I yearn to know what's happened to you, but cannot return home until work is complete. My was returned. Should I feed again? It takes so much strength to control these creatures. So he started drinking, and that let these things loose. And that's why
He tried
over the last year it's expanded so much, because he's getting hungrier."
The last research note we have says he tried his antidote or was going to.
There's also causing
And
blackouts,
then-
right? So
And then he asked Saskia to end him.
If
Maybe that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to track him down, but she on her own isn't strong enough to stop him.
maybe. Don't like this.
Find out, and then
find out.
well, we're tracking the humanoid one. So maybe they'll have answers.
Assuming it's not a mindless beast and we need to put it down.
Yeah, silver linings.
I think that's the other pair of.
Do the footprints leading away show any sign of like did the person come here, do some figuring like we have, and then decided to run somewhere else, or is it coming in calmly and walking out calmly?
So reasonably calmly, yes. So the two research notes that you've picked up, they were on the top. Like there's a lot of like dust, but these ones are clean. Someone has read them incredibly recently, and then kind of just chucked them and then continued their journey.
But they're not like, oh my god, I must go save my brother, let's go. They're kind of.
There's yeah.
I think the only thing to do is to follow the footprints.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. What are people's cut-off times as well? Just so that I'm aware.
It's not a me question.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Half
Okay.
10.
Half 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's. Okay.
Do it.
Cool. Nothing.
Oh, Mike's just picking out a nice cliffhanger for us.
Yep.
To dangle us off of.
Okay.
There you go, Loki.
So, can I have I assume you're continuing reasonably stealthily.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have stealth rolls, please?
3.
I am so not stealthy.
Ooh, 1.
Big old goose egg.
If I hadn't spent half
Nice
my merit,
guys, love
if
it.
I hadn't spent over half my merit points on being a serial killer, I might have good merits.
Okay. So.
And yet, not the biggest bastard any of us have played in this game.
Okay.
Not even close. I'm a small scale guy.
Okay. So. You will reach a point that is almost a dry riverbed. That I will just load up. Can you all see that? That's going to be my first question.
Yep.
Yes.
Lovely.
Mhm.
And the
You know, so I said today I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I said, well, it's not actually Dungeons and Dragons, it's World of Darkness, because there are no dragons or dungeons. You fucking lied. You made me into a liar, Mike.
Yeah, I apologise.
How could you?
Well, no. So far, there's only dungeons.
Yeah, not.
Can
not
I
quite.
point out a piece of interesting historical trivia that might be germane to the point here? Do you know where the word Dracula comes from?
Oh god, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Vlad the Dragon. Vlad the Dracul.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
So,
All right. Okay. Yep, Mike, you've made Brad a liar,
who would have thought it would have come to this?
and you disrespected the hell
Dungeons
that
and
one time.
Dragons.
There are 3 sleeping creatures, which I have hopefully popped up on the screen for you.
I haven't seen anything yet.
No.
No, okay. Well, hold on. Let me. Oh, yeah, because I've got to click that button. Hold on. There we go. How about now?
Oh, it's a white
Oh.
tiger wolf.
How close are they sleeping together?
Um,
Grenade close? Is that
Within
the
15
question we're
feet of
going
each
for?
other, perhaps?
yeah. So you've got so because there are 2 entrances here. So you've got one by one pillar, one by another, and then another one sleeping at the entrance to the right-hand tunnel.
So it's a case of you can get 2 with 1, but not all 3.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
They are still asleep, because they have also rolled very poorly on their perception checks.
How
So collectively, you were quiet enough.
how quiet do you think the crossbow is?
It's gonna wake up.
Is there a nature check? Out of curiosity, let me recheck the stat blocks.
Academics or science, I would guess.
Yeah, can
Yeah,
someone
in that area.
feel free to make me an intelligence and academics check.
Make a check. I don't think I'll succeed on the
Yeah,
check.
0.
1.
You're out.
Okay, so while horribly corrupted, they do also bear a similarity to a now extinct animal called the lynx.
Lynx aren't extinct. Are they in universe?
I thought lynxes were extinct in the UK.
Oh, they're extinct in the UK. Yeah.
Sorry, yes, yeah. So yeah, not throughout the world, but yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
I was about to say, Christ.
So yes, these are creatures that have not been seen in the UK for, I think, hundreds of years.
Thousands. Well, 1,000 in a bit.
Fur hunting, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Look, lads,
Yeah.
to be honest, I'm just gonna hook a grenade. Can you shoot the other one if I can get 2 of them?
Yeah, I can totally shoot them.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
They're exceptionally dangerous things.
Yeah, and they pounce.
Yep. Cool.
I forget how grenades work, Mike.
Good question. Hold on.
I'm gonna aim at the one that he's not in
Same.
preparation.
Interesting. Let's go. Oh, okay. So hold on. So let's try that.
Fragmentation grenade is blast radius 3, damage 12, lethal. Burn,
Oh.
no.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Was that how much damage? Sorry.
12 lethal.
Cool. So you're adding 12 to whatever you're throwing, which I believe is
Be athletics.
it's I believe it's, isn't it, Dex and
Oh, okay.
um,
Oh, I see, yeah.
Interesting. I can't see the rules for fragmentation grenades.
I just found them on a website from
Cool. Cool.
from
So
2018.
we will go. Yeah, they might be the old rules, but that's absolutely fine. Because unless I write new ones, that's what we'll have to use. Yeah, so it's Dex plus. Firearms, I guess.
So Dex plus firearms is going to be 5.
Plus 12.
That's not rolled it right. Hang on.
Oh yeah, that's probably just added 12 to there.
So would that be like 17 d10?
Yes.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Fucking Christ. Only 2 explosions in there.
Yeah. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
9 successes. Okay.
Should I roll my shot at the same time?
Yep. Yeah.
I
These
will do the
attacks are all
same.
happening simultaneously. So we've got.
I'm gonna.
How much was your fragmentation grenade? Sorry, was that
9.
9. Okay. Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna spend a willpower as well.
Yep.
Nice.
I got 1 success with the gun.
So we're looking at 5 plus 1. Simon, are you electing not to engage these creatures in hand-to-hand combat?
I mean, if it's a grenade being thrown, and
I think it's probably wise, yeah.
I'm going to stay out of the kill box.
Someone's watched Band of Brothers.
We
I
need to
concur.
get you a gun, I think.
I concur that that's an incredibly good idea. So the ones hit with the grenade are incredibly wounded but still alive.
Sure.
You have injured the third one. They now wake up. Can you all please roll initiative?
Yes. It is only a 7 for me.
That's 6. 8 for me.
I forget how it works in Mod. Do
12.
they take penalties to their skills if they are damaged?
If they're sufficiently damaged, yes. So what have we got? So I'm seeing an 8, a 12, a 4.
7 for me.
8, 12, 4, 7. So you, and then we got then okay, lovely. Cool. Chip, 12, your highest.
Oh
You're
wow,
going for it.
okay. In that case, yeah, I'm firing another shot.
Cool. Is this at the one that you've partially injured?
Yes.
So you are now going to get -1 to your attack roll based on their armor.
Ooh.
Okie
They've got
dokie.
particularly tough hides.
No successes.
Okay. So the lynx that is partially been injured, so the one away from the other 2, will now charge at. We're going to go Chip, as he was the one who was. What's your defense? And your I think it's defense and dodge because it's a melee attack.
Okay, my defense is 3. I'm not sure what my dodge is. It's not showing that either.
Oh no! Sorry, yeah. No, it's if people have got armor. Sorry. So yeah, so defense is 3.
Defense 3, and I thought I did have armor. Oh,
I don't think anyone's actually actively wearing any.
Yeah, no, I've got armor in my
Oh, okay.
my item
In that
list.
case,
It's
we're
1
gonna
slash
pull it
0.
cool, perfect. So in that case, so that yeah, that's 1 against that. So So that's -4 to their attack roll. Okay, hold on. Nope. Cool, lovely. And now we have got Riddle. You're up.
So I'm just gonna take another shot. Check that. Right, got yeah. Okay. And bang. Two successes.
Lovely. Oh, I technically need to give you -1, but that's fine. I need to remember that. That's on me.
Oops. Well, I was gonna aim anyways, so.
Oh, okay.
They cancel each other out.
Lovely. Cool. So the one that's been heavily injured will kind of stagger towards you. And what's your armor at? Sorry. Your armor and your defense.
Let me see. Defense is 2, my armor is 0.
We'll say 1 because everyone else has got, unless you wouldn't have ballistic armor on.
I did get everyone a stab vest when we started on the.
Yeah, I think everyone is considered to have a stab vest. You will take 1 point of lethal damage.
Ooh.
As it slashes at you with its claws. So
that's the red square, isn't it?
Yeah, bashing, aggravated, lethal.
Yeah.
It should be the X that I'm looking for.
Yeah. Bashing, aggravated, lethal. Yeah.
So sorry. So it should be. So it's probably gonna. Yeah, it's the X rather than the star.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. So sorry, I think the new version calls it something different. It used to be bashing, lethal, and
aggravated.
Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, it's the X. So it's
it's bashing, lethal, aggravated, not the other way around.
Yeah. Because the aggravated tends to be reserved for supernatural attacks.
Okay.
So basically, if your health bar fills up with bashing damage, you're knocked out. If it fills up with lethal damage, you're dead. And then if it's the stars aggravated, I think you're dead and destroyed. But also the wounds take a lot longer to heal.
Right.
When I was playing mage, my mage had a telekinetic strike attack. And at lower level, it just did bashing damage. Then it upgraded to, just basically like telekinetically punch someone. Then it upgraded to lethal damage, so it was basically a telekinetic slash. And then it became at top level aggravated damage. And you know, in the third X-Men film,
I know what you mean. Molecular disintegration.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Lucas.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. There's
still 3.
There's still 3.
I think I'm gonna about as injured as each other.
I think I'm gonna try and shoot the one that got Chip.
Cool. Sure thing.
Actually, no, because I've got shotguns, so I think I might just drop the shotgun and go for knife because it's is there going to be any like item benefit to using a shotgun rather than a knife?
So because of what you've loaded it with, the weapon will do the aggravated damage.
Okay.
As opposed to,
if I can I get a clean bead on any of them, so to point out of the circle and that we are in, so it's not going to be risking catching anyone else in it.
Yeah. Well, one of them hasn't moved yet, so
I'll go for that one because might as well.
yeah.
That is 2 successes.
Okay. So, the hold on. Yeah, that's not good. So the fire rips through its body, and just while it does a lot of damage, the creatures seem to act as like tinder, and the whole thing just engulfs in flames. The green blood seems to be particularly flammable, or at least violently opposed to.
Told you it was a good idea.
Yeah, particularly opposed to the creature staggers about, and then collapses as it's just engulfed in fire, and it is dead. Simon, what would you like to do?
To left.
2 left. There's one.
They look both.
Well, they're both within melee range of one of your other party members.
I will approach the nearest one to me. I'm trying to basically close distance so it doesn't get any advantages from pouncing me.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. So, what's it? So its armor is, you'd be removing 1 die for its armor, and then 2 die for its defense. However, it's distracted with another creature, which I will either give you a +2 or a +3.
Hey Joe, fun fact: shotguns are 9 again.
That is interesting.
Pissing dodge. I'm going to say +3. Yeah. So you're just rolling whatever. It's a flat roll. So it's Dex, weaponry, and then anything that you're.
So nothing.
Oh dear. Okay, that is most unfortunate. We roll back round to Chip at 12.
Okay, so the one that tried to bite me is still on me, right?
Correct. It's you've kind of managed to sort of dodge to the side.
I mean,
So-
but it's still up. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's still up. Yes. Yeah.
all right. In that case, do I get any benefits to shooting? Sorry, do I get any penalties to shooting it at this close range?
Oh no, because it's not got you grappled, and you're not trying to avoid hitting anyone. But like, so if
I know it's a
if someone was-
-2 if I'm shooting into melee combat for each person I'm trying not to hit.
Yeah, but given that you're shooting away from your other party members, then yeah, there's no negative penalty. You will get -1 because of its armor.
Sure. Well, I'm going to try to shoot it. I'm going to spend 1 willpower on it
Go
to
for
give me +3, but then the -1, so it's just a +2.
it. Lovely.
And two successes.
You are very close to killing it.
That said, I've got the list of weapons up here because I was looking it up, and it says that an automatic light pistol does 2 damage.
Oh, so you should be rolling 2 extra dice. Again, I need to sort into what they do out of, but well.
Right, 2 extra dice then. No more successes.
Right. What? Your thing's at 4, right?
My my
Your defense and armor is at 4.
yes.
Okay, yeah. It's half, like, when I say half-heartedly, as in it's concussed. It's lost a lot of blood. It tries to snap at you with its jaws. It misses by a reasonable distance. It's very much on its last legs at this point. You could view that it's only rolling 1 or 2 dice. So,
Hooray!
So now we are on to Riddle.
Seeing the other one get just ignited by fire, Riddle gets it in his head that maybe these things are vulnerable to it. So he drops the Makarov, which is about out because he hasn't reloaded it. He switches to a flare gun that he had, and he just drops it in the thing's mouth.
Ha!
Is that the one? Is that where we each picked one up on the Dauntless?
Yeah. That Riddle's been holding on to it for fucking ages.
Yeah. I mean, roll the dice, but yeah.
I'll spend no willpower.
And Chip just sees this and just thinks, I need flares.
They are the coolest trousers.
2 successes.
Perfect. Yeah, you didn't drop the weapon, which is effectively what I'm asking to check here.
I mean, I wouldn't like to be shot point blank in the face with a flare gun.
Yeah.
This thing's trying to eat Riddle. Riddle's like, this thing's like on top of him essentially, and just the flare gun just comes out.
So, yeah, the flare fires into the back of its head, and there's a slight pause, and then it's illuminated from the inside, and you can see the reddy green sort of blood that encapsulates the whole thing, and then its head just literally just explodes, and then fire consumes and whips along the rest of the body as it is burnt to a cinder. You're kind of lucky that you're wearing your hazmat suit, because it is covered in green goo and blood. Right, Lucas.
Are there any remaining?
There is one remaining that's staggering about next to Chip.
I'm gonna play knifey spoony with him, and I'm all out of spoons. 2 successes.
Okay, I was about to say you need to remove 1 for its armor, but yeah, even if the one that got removed was a success, you've killed it at this stage. So
rolling with 1 fewer dice would have been considerably more successes.
You only needed to get 1 success anyway. That's the thing. Yeah. I imagine that you kind of run along and then just whip a knife under it, like disembowel.
I think I'm going for back of the head, separating the skull from the spinal cord.
Perfect. Yep, love that. Yeah, it's kind of staggering.
This isn't the first time Lucas has killed a small animal.
It staggers about and then its eyes kind of widen, glaze over, and it collapses.
Yeah.
And it is dead. Congratulations.
Riddle tosses the flare gun aside because it's empty now, smoking.
I will pass you the flare gun that I picked up from the Dauntless.
Oh, hey, I've got rules for flare gun here.
Thank you.
Flare gun is -1 lethal multiplied by fire.
Yeah.
Was there a cliffhanger to be got to, or do we want to call it there?
So I assume that you are following the footsteps down the left-hand tunnel. So
Yeah.
I will just I will just load 1.
Oh, good.
One
Hopefully-
last retreat.
Hopefully you can see that. You are inside.
It's still loading.
It's still loading.
Oh.
It's because I've added lighting effects. It probably doesn't
Oh, a map.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
A
I
spooky
need
cave.
I need to get a photo for Chip, don't I?
Yes, that was on my list of things to ask. Yeah, but yes.
Photo for Chip?
Like
like a not profile picture, a token.
Avatar token, yeah.
But yes, you enter an underground cave network, and the sense of uncomfortableness grows. You are near something big, and that is where we will end today.
Oh boy. I mean, I'm going to be
It's
whipping out
writing.
that.
It says Lost John's Cave.
No,
Whoosh.
doesn't. I did read something about English divers being just the English cave divers being just the fucking craziest assholes on the planet because
Yeah.
of the nature of English caves are just horrible.
Yeah, I can see that.
Faced with the opportunity to go plunging beneath the earth in tight water-filled caverns, I simply wouldn't.
Yeah. You need both the ability to squeeze into tight places and scuba dive with gear through tight places. It's just like insane.
Yeah. Scuba diving in nice, clear, open coral reef is lovely. A man of my girth does not scuba dive in caves.
Okay, I'm stopping the recording.